Hello. Today we're going to finish up our apple tree, and last time we ran into a little issue of the baskets not going away, not being destroyed when the apple dropped. Before we continue on, let's review everything that we have so far. In our assets category, we have 2 scenes. Right now I'm working on scene 0. So scene 1, if you remember, was just a duplicate so that we could try some different settings and some different options and see how we could work with multiple scenes. We have our apple tree and our basket. These are both our prefabs. We have 4 materials. Those are not as relevant to what we have going on here, right? And we have our apple tree object, which is a group object that has our sphere and our trunk in it. Then as far as C# scripts so far, we have a script for our apple. We have an apple picker script, a new high school script that you may not have. That's okay, we'll be working on that in this one. Our basket script and our apple tree script. Now all of these are assets that are in our project window. So these assets may or may not be part of our current scene. And how we can tell is if we look at our hierarchy tab. In our hierarchy tab, we see everything that's in the currently open scene. Again, we see our scene name, and we see that in this scene, we have a main camera, a directional light, we have our apple tree object, we have our canvas, which is our ground, we have an event system, a directional light, a score camera, and a high score. Let's take a look at this main camera object first. Now our main camera object, if you remember, we haven't looked at it very much since the beginning of our project, is set as an orthographic skybox. Well, giving it a skybox, but that's our type of view. As you look at the camera, you'll see that we have our apple picker script associated with this main camera. And our apple picker script has specifications for what our basket looks like. So our basket prefab is loaded up in this apple picker script setting. We also have some other public variables in our apple picker script: basket bottom and basket spacing, and our array that gives us a list of baskets. Let's look at that script real fast. I can just double click here and bring it up in Visual Studio. Now the apple picker script, I'll go through starting at the top. We are using our basket prefab. All of our public variables, if you remember, are exposed in the inspector, so we can set them to a game object like our prefab, or we could change their settings working in the inspector. In this code, we have given everything some default settings. The number of baskets we've set to 3, and our spacing. We created an array or a list of game objects, and this is going to be our list of baskets. In our start method is the game start. We create a new instance of our basket list, and for however many baskets are specified in our memBaskets variable, we create new game objects using our basket prefab, and then we'll position them at, let's see here, how are we doing that? We're starting out with a vector 3 position at initialized to 0, and then we're getting a position y from our basket bottom plus how many baskets we've had. So we're basically saying if this is the second basket, multiply it by the basket spacing and add that to the original point of the first basket bottom, and giving that back as the position of y for this basket bottom, and then we use that position. The only setting we're changing is the y position, and then we add that basket to our list. We see it on the screen. And we don't have much other going on in the script other than if an aggregate's destroyed. If an aggregate's destroyed, we're going to create an array of apples, finding all of the objects with our apple tag, And for each of those, we're going to destroy them. And we're going to destroy one of the baskets. So here's our array setting. We're going to go into our basket list and remove the basket that is the last one we've added, basically, and destroy it. So as we drop an apple, we're going to see that apple get destroyed, along with some other apples, right? And then we're going to see the top of our basket get destroyed. So theoretically, we should have 3 times to drop an apple before our game is over. Okay, so that's our main camera. All of our pieces fitting together. It can be a lot of pieces here when we're working with Unity. So in our main camera, not only do we have our camera settings, we've set up our script, our Apple Picker script to run. That's really controlling some aspects of our game. Okay, the next thing in our hierarchy then is our directional light. Did we associate anything with our light? Nope, but we could have, right? And then we have our apple tree. And in our apple tree, we have associated our apple tree script. And our apple tree script has public variables for our prefab of an apple, how fast we want apples to drop, or how fast we want our tree to move, actually is what we're using that for, what the left and right edge of our screen positions are, and how often do we want a chance for our apple tree to change directions in the seconds between that movement. So if our apple tree is not behaving the way we would like, we can change these settings in the inspector and get it working the way we like. Now again, let's take a look at that script. Our apple tree script starts out declaring those objects, those public objects that we see in the inspector. In our start method, we invoke repeating, which is basically the same as setting up a timer, and we say for every 2 seconds, and then every amount of seconds between drops, which we have set at 1 second, invoke this method, drop apple. So we're going to invoke this drop apple method. In our drop apple method, we're going to create an apple object to drop, and we're going to set its position to the position of the tree. In our update, we're going to set up a vector 3, which is a 3-digit field. So we're saying, I want to find out what the position is of my current object, transformed at position. So let's look at where that's coming from. If we look at Unity, transformed at position. So whatever the current position is of the apple tree is what we're going to receive in transformed at position. So we can take that value and set it into our variable POS, and then we're going to set the X coordinate up based on the speed and the time of our movement, and then we're going to update the position. So we're just moving that apple tree across the screen. If it gets to the position that we have set as the left edge or the right edge, then we want to change our speed into the opposite direction and move in the opposite direction. Now in our fixed update method, again, we're going to check to see if our random value is received, that is less than our chance to change directions, and if so, we're going to multiply our speed by -1 to move in the opposite direction. So that is our apple tree script. Our canvas again is kind of our ground. We have nothing going on there. The event system does not directional light. I have an extra light somehow. I did have some trouble saving my project, so I do have some things going on. If you do too, that's kind of a thing with Unity. We have to be super careful to always do file, save scenes, save project, just save everything. Okay, then looking at our score counter. Our score counter, my score counter is a 3D text object, and so I've set up its defaults as these kinds of properties, and then as we look at our high score, you can see its settings. And in our high score, we'll be adding that script so that we've got things going on. The only other place where we have something that's kind of hidden in Unity is in our basket and in our apples. So if we look at our apple prefab over here, we don't see it in our hierarchy because it's going to be created, instances of our apple are going to be created by our apple tree script. But when we look at our apple prefab, we need to make sure that our apple script is indeed associated with that. And if we check our apple script then, we shall see that in our apple, we're setting up the bottom Y position, Y coordinate, and then we don't have any action in our start. In our update position, we're saying if the position of Y is less than the bottom, we want to destroy this apple. And that's about all we've got going on there. Now, what's important in this script though is saying, let's go ahead and get a reference to the apple picker component of the main camera. So I'm looking at my camera, .main.get component, and I want you to give me the apple picker. And then in that apple picker script, I want to run the apple destroyed method. So that would be destroyed our basket and those other items that we have in our apple destroyed method, our apple picker. Okay, so a lot of things to tie things together. Now, again, looking at our assets in our basket, we also have a basket script. Let's take a look at that. And in our basket script, we have a little bit more going on. I set up a text mesh object to hold my score because I did use a 3D text. You might need a GUI text object if you used a GUI text. When I go into the start, then I'm finding my score counter and I'm getting that text aspect and setting the text value to 0. In our update, we're actually moving our basket based on the position of the mouse. So we're going to get a 2D position of the mouse. Remember, our mouse exists in 2D space, not in 3D. And then we're going to take the Z coordinate of that and see how far it is from our main camera's Z coordinate. And then we're going to convert that point from 2D screen space into 3D game mode space and make it into an XYZ coordinate. Then we're going to move our position of our object. With this, we're going to set its position to the position that we've been working on and calculating. So that should be most of the scripts and all of the different items that we've created to get our game this far. I'm going to run it now so we can see where we are. And down here, and my scores are still just a little messed up because I'm using the 3D text pad. And if I make it full screen, it'd be a little bit better. But I can see that most things are working. I'm going to work on the positioning basically of my score objects. So I have them working, but they're not showing up properly on the screen. So I'll keep fiddling with that. That's a little better, huh? Now, as I work with the position of my score object, the last part is adding a high score. So if you don't have the high score asset created, go ahead and create that C# script high score. And we're going to edit that. And I'd already put some code in here. So we want to create a class level variable That's going to be score. And we're going to start with that equal to 1,000. And then in our update, we're going to get that text like we did our other score object and add it. Now, because we made that in-score static, we can access it from any other script by simply typing highscore.score, and that's one of the powers of using static variables, and we're going to be using that throughout our Unity studies. So let's open the basket C# script and add to our onCollision event. So I'm going to find our basket. And in our onCollision script, right now, we're checking our score here. And we're saying add some scores for catching the apple. And then we want to check our high score. And so I'm going to put an if statement there. If the score is greater than high score dot score, then we'll set our high score to this one. So that should work every time highscore.score is less than our score. It should be updated. Now I'm going to save this one and I'm going to go to our apple picker script. And in our apple picker script, we want to add in some restart logic. So let's go to our apple destroyed method. Oops. Working on it there for you. In our apple destroyed method, there we go. What we're wanting to do is after we destroy our baskets, let's restart our game. Now mine has been mad at me for a while about this, that I'm not doing anything when my count gets too low. So we're going to take care of that. We're going to say, hey, take this application and load my level. And then we'll load C underscore 0, because that's our C name. This should basically reset our game. Use scene manager .load C. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I have to get the right using included. I'm going to go ahead and comment out this old code, and we're going to use our updated scene manager.load scene code. That should fix us up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and save everything here code-wise, and then go back to Unity and try running. I'd like to see my high score get updated. I don't really have my high score script associated with anything yet, so I guess I better just keep working on it. So in my Visual Studio, the last few things I need to do are figure out what to happen in my high score as things begin. So I'm going to go back to my high score script. And I'm going to add a new method, awake. And in awake, if the apple picker high score already exists, read it. Put this in our player preference. We want to check, do we have a key for apple picker high score? And if we do, let's read it. Then we're going to take our preferences and set the integer that we've set as apple picker. Equal to our score. So that's very handy. We'll be able to access and update the player preferences information from Unity. So we did that in our awake method. Awake is built in like start. It happens when the instance of high score is first created. So awake always occurs before start. Player prefs is a dictionary of values that are referenced through keys or unique strings. So we've set up our own key here. We're checking to see if it exists. And as we work now, we should be able to work through here. I'm going to go ahead lastly, attach my C# high score script, save all here, to my high score text object. Try that again here. And now let's see. Print this out. There's no basket. Here it is. There's my score. Not the hardest can. Oh yeah, look at that. We got us some high score action. Now let's lose here. And I start over with a score of 0, but my high score didn't stick. Well, that gives us a little bit of debugging to do, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with our first game, seeing as everything is working pretty well. I see what it is. I'm going to go right back to that high score script and make one last change. Now, in our high score, we set up our awake method to check that high score in the preferences, but in our update method, we need to go ahead and check to see if we need to update that. So after we update our text here, go ahead and add an if statement. If our score is greater than our player prefs, then we're going to update our player prefs using the set int, and we'll do L. Using our score. And that should fix us up. So I think we've got everything done here. I'm going to save all again. Go back to Unity. I'm going to do some saving. I'm going to save all my scenes. I'm going to save my projects. I want to set this thing to run maximized. My scoring objects are not in the best situation, but they're here and they're working. My high score is updating. My basket is deteriorating, getting rid of any apples that are on the screen. And then oh yeah, look at that, updated high score. Okay, let's stop it. Now, so we run it again. Look at that high score staying updated. We've created our first game. I'm going to save everything again. Good job. Congratulations. Be back for another one.